Happy Friday. Welcome to Derby Rocks. Cash here, solo this week. Shram is on location, on remote. He is not here, so it's just me tonight, and we got a great show ahead of you. Some great guests, but it is just me tonight, so it's like, we're not going to get too much into anything like our weeks because they're pretty short, but I do have some news and some interviews that we're going to do on this week's show. In fact, we're going to flash back a little bit because I was trying to get some folks on before the World Cup, which is only in 2 weeks away, and I mean everyone's just tied up. So we're rerunning three interviews from Team Canada. At just we're going to have Watcher Ash, Labrosse, who's and as well as Miracle Whips, all three members of the World Cup, 2016, I think, 2017. So it's been a while. It's definitely been a while since that World Cup, and but I'm bringing out those interviews because we heard today that Miracle Whips was injured is not going to be skating at the World Cup for Canada, which is, and Falcon Punch as well, both not being able to play for the World Cup, which is kind of a bummer. They must have got hurt recently in the tournament that they had up there a couple weeks ago. We send our best to both of them. We're going to miss them out, but you're going to hear a great interview with Miracle Whips on the show. I believe it's the first time Miracle Whips was on the show, as well as Watcher Ash and Labrosse. Both of them were part of Team Canada for that World Cup, and they'll be joining us later on the show. You'll hear them back to back, but usually like I said at the beginning of the show, we talk about our weeks. I'll talk about my week briefly. You're just not going to get too much out of me. Can't be live in the studio on Friday, which is kind of a bummer, but something else came up, unfortunately. So we are recording, but it's only one day in advance. But this week has been a kind of a busy week, last day of school for many of the schools that I work for. Since I work for a school district, had a lot of video editing going on this week, and Friday is the last day of the summer for all teachers. We have a big get together, and the superintendent addresses them, and then we eat donuts and yogurt parfaits, and it's all generally a good time at that point. So that's going on Friday. Derby wise, I've been scrounging. There's so many of our friends from Queen City who was trying to get on before they go. It looks like we'll have them on post World Cup to talk about the teams they played for, because they're playing for all different teams. One person's playing, Cooper's playing for Canada. Chickamadamalish, sorry, I always screw that one up, is playing for the Philippines, as well as Ubebe. And we got Shady playing for Korea. So we've got a lot of friends of ours who are going to be in Innsbruck for the tournament. I'm super excited. But like I mentioned earlier, I'm bummed that Team Canada is losing out on a couple of really high profile, very good players with Falcon Punch and Miracle Whips being injured and not being able to play in it. But it's coming very quickly. In fact, by the time next week's show is going on, I have a feeling it'll be taped, okay? Just because Friday is July 4th. And I mean, it would be interesting to do the show live on the 4th, but you know what? Stick with our Facebook page and you'll find out if we're going to be live or not. I'm guessing probably not, but you never know. I mean, we could. But in that case, and hopefully Shram will be back next week as well. But don't forget, and after I do this brief news update, we're going to have three interviews from two different shows. So these are all from 2017. So, I think it was 2018 was the World Cup. I'm trying to remember that off the top of my head right now. But I think that, but we were going World Cup crazy then. Back then, and it was great to be able to get some representatives to come on with us and talk about their experiences and getting and playing for their country. as well. And I think that's super exciting. And they did, you'll hear the excitement in these interviews. And that was the 2018 World Cup in which the United States won. The United States has won all three World Cups. I just, want to remind you, had three different second place teams over the years of World Cups. 2011 was the first one. The United States finished first with Canada second and England finishing third with Australia finishing fourth. But there's only 13 teams then. Then in 2014, it was in Dallas and we had the United States beating England. The United States was first, England was second, Australia was third, and Canada was fourth. And then in 2018, United States won the third World Cup, flat track, WFTDA flat track World Cup by beating Australia. It was a closer game, 187-146, and then Canada finished third and England finished fourth. So who knows? Will we see those three teams in there? Have people caught up to the United States? It's always theorized, but man, even with the COVID downtime, the best teams that were before COVID were the best teams after COVID. So, I'm not really, shocked, but I kind of am because I thought maybe, a lot of people were tired. A lot of people went on their own way, and there's an opportunity for the taking, but it did not happen. But there's also a lot of roller derby players in the United States, and there's a lot of people coming up from juniors and just being unbelievable skaters, and that's kind of what we're seeing with this team now. And so I'm super excited. It'll start July 3rd, which is Thursday this week coming up, and finish the 6th, and they will be streaming it. It is, what did I say, 7 hours ahead. So it's a lot of the action will be going on very early, and we're so looking forward to, cheering on our favorite teams and favorite players. And that is coming up next week. And so unfortunately, I hate to, rerun interviews, but these interviews are from probably 8 years ago plus. So you may never have heard these before. This is, a long time ago, but let me get to the news and then we'll take a break and come back with Labrosse and Watcher Ash. And then we'll follow that up with Miracle Whips, and then we'll have a weekend. So some of the scores from last weekend, we had the closest bouts. Akron 147 over Naptown 146, 1 point game. Heart Attack Central. We had the Bruise Crews 138 over Sunblockers 137, another 1 point game. Man, that's a tough. When it gets down to 1 point, man, it can go either way. And obviously, when it's within 10 points, it can go either way in the last jam. We had the Bay State Brawlers 147 over Green Mountain 142. We had Hidden Track 134 losing to Co-Conspirator 139, 5 point difference in that game. We had Madison beating Gem City 163 to 157. And we had Queen City losing to Tri-City 160 to 150. That was right. That was the Tukes tournament last weekend. That's where a lot of people I know were. And man, I didn't even think about it. I wish I was up there, but so be it. And kudos on a great tournament and all those great wins. Biggest upsets happening last weekend. We had Circle City 147 over Ottawa Valley 110. That was the biggest upset. We had the Braden Tucky beating the Big Easy 292 to 152. Elevated losing to Wasatch 205 to 153, and the other biggest upsets were ones we mentioned already, with the Bruise Crews beating Sunblockers. We had Queen City over Tri-City, and Bay State Brawlers beating Green Mountain. So kudos to all those teams. Closest predictions for this weekend, only have a few games. Rock City is playing. My friends from Rock City, both the Stars and the B-Sides, are going to Pardy, Pardy. That is going to be this weekend up in Canada. And if you look at where it is, man, it is a cruise from where we are in Rochester, New York. So I give them a lot of credit. They're going to get up there. and hopefully, and right now, according to what I'm seeing, it is looks Party is picked to beat Rock City. It's and picked, pretty decidingly on flat track stats. So I'm rooting for him, but Party, the Party Crashers, that's the name of the team. They're up in Canada, northeast of Toronto, and it is a cruise there. So I'm going to be rooting for them. Hopefully they have a stream someplace where I can see it, but both our B-sides and our rock stars are playing there. So kudos to them. The other games going on this weekend, 2x4 is playing Rainy City, UK. That's awesome. Hopefully that'll, and actually it looks like it's going to be a pretty close game with 2x4 actually picked, given the nod by flat track stats. In MRDA this past week, we had couple games, closest bouts. We had the Gatekeepers 337 over the Wrecking Balls 123. And you remember we were talking about Jules Veneras. That's it. June's whatever. We talked about it last week on the show, and I was kind of assuming it was gonna like Jules Verne, which I'm guessing it has a off take of that name, but they won by 293 points over Worrell Men's. So that was last week. And this weekend, we got some games also besides ones I mentioned. We have Jacksonville Roller Derby. It's their biggest event of the year, 2 games in one night. That's right. That will be Saturday. Doors open at 5:30. First game starts at 6. It's New Jack City Rollers versus Columbia Roller Derby. The second game starts at 7:30. River City Rat Pack versus Hard Knocks Roller Derby. It's going to be at the Skate Station Funworks of Mandarin, which is in Jacksonville, Florida. Free for kids under 10 under. Not a bad deal. Advanced ticket sales, you can get it $15, or there'll be 18 at the door. There's going to be all sorts of delicious concessions and everything. So our friends in Jacksonville are having their biggest game of the year tomorrow, and they got an after party. In fact, it's always a good thing to do. A leaderboard arcade, bar, and pizzeria. So check that out. Some other games, we have Lava City. They have a game June 28th, which is Saturday. They're taking on the Alter Egos Roller Derby at the Pavilion in Bend, Oregon. Doors open at 2:30 with the game starting at 3:30 p.m. Tickets are $15 in advance, 18 at the door. Seems like a common price there. Students, seniors, and veterans can purchase tickets for $12. Children ages 5 and under free. Don't miss the action featuring Central Oregon's premier flat track roller derby league, Lava City Roller Derby. They were established in 2006 and a proud member of WFTDA Flat Track Association since 2006. Another game this Saturday at Richmond Memorial Auditorium, the Bay Area's beloved roller derby rivals, the Oakland Outlaws and the San Francisco Rolling Dead, come together for a vibrant celebration of community, competition, and pride. Hosted by Bay Area Derby, the Pride Night event kicks off at 4 p.m. and wraps up at 9 p.m. at the Richmond Memorial Auditorium. That's in Civic Center Plaza. In addition to roller derby action, the family-friendly event will include vendors, food trucks, drink stations, and plenty of entertainment for all ages. Children's and teens may even spot local talent from the Bay Area Derby Juniors. For those seeking a premier outing, the VIP packages include exclusive trackside seating for the best advantage and 2 drink tickets during the event. Tickets range from $12 to $44.50. Kids under 5 free. So if you're in the Bay Area, yeah, check that out. We have also Granite. We have Granite State Roller Derby. They have a home bout. That's Saturday as well from 6 to 8 o'clock. Granite State Roller Derby is hosting a thrilling home bout on Saturday, June 28th at Everett Arena in Concord, New Hampshire. The action kicks off at 6 p.m. featuring Concord's own roller derby team in an exciting, fast-paced match. This in-person event is a great way to support the local team and experience the energy of live roller derby. Granite State Roller Derby has been part of the community since 2010 and is a proud member of WFTDA. Get ready for an evening of fierce competition, fun, and local pride. And if you're in Fulton, Salt City Roller Derby, this is in New York. Our friends at Salt City, they invite fans, family, and enthusiasts to an epic roller derby doubleheader on Saturday at the Fulton Community Ice Arena. Event promises two heart-pounding bouts that showcase both the history of friendly rivalry and bold debut of a newly formed co-ed team. Night kicks off with a classic clash as hometown favorites, the St. Salt City Spuds and Riggies go head-to-head for the second time this season. Those are their home teams, folks. Expect heavy hits, fast jams, and no shortage of powerhouse skaters battling into the fourth whistle. But the event doesn't stop there. For the first time ever, Team New York Open Gender will hit the track, making their official debut. I may be an announcer for them against the visiting Divergence Roller Derby mashup team. This groundbreaking game promises pure derby chaos as both teams are made up of seasoned A and double A skaters from the near and far. Doors open at 3 p.m. and the first whistles at 4. Food, drinks, merch, and family-friendly fun are available all evening with live commentary. Don't miss your chance to catch this unforgettable doubleheader feature of derby action. All right. And, our friends are at Salt City. I'm very excited for them. You can go to saltcityrollerderby.com if you're interested in seeing when other times they are playing. They also have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and you can catch all their information at Salt City Roller Derby. So definitely the friends of mine, and hopefully they'll draw a lot of people. And that's all the news I've got for you today. So I'm going to get out of here, and then you're going to hear some incredible interviews from the past. And they may sound a little dated, folks. Things have changed a bit since then, but you're getting our first time Miracle Whips joins us, which is awesome. But we're going to first start off with Watcher Ash and Labros from Team Canada, as well as Miracle Whips. And Miracle Whips, if you are listening, or if you know anybody knows Miracle Whips, we're sending our best. Hopefully whatever injury you've got, it's not too bad. And we're huge fans of yours. And, some hosts may have a crush on you. I don't know who, but no, we're big fans. So we hope to see you back on the track real soon. We're going to go to break, come back, and then you're going to have these wonderful interviews. I appreciate you listening, and we will see you. It looks like July 3rd will be the next time the show airs, and or July 4th, pardon me. It is well, hopefully the fireworks won't be too loud, so that you can hear the show. No, I'm kidding, but we'll be downtown if we're live, and you never know. But to have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to the show. Don't forget to tell all your friends about us. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. That's where we'll post news there every once in a while, and our show links. So we appreciate everybody who's been with us in the past. Thank you so much for all the help. Please let everyone know. And if you're interested in coming on sometime to promote an event in your area, we're more than willing to talk. Obviously we like to talk about everybody. We'll talk to any, but we like to, I think origin stories for skaters are one of my favorite parts of the interviews. You just never know where people are going to discover roller derby. And, we all have them. In fact, I was asked mine by somebody recently. But I want to thank you guys for listening, and we're going to go to break. You're listening to Derby Rocz on 106.3 FM WRFZ. We'll be back right after this.